ready.
Hello and welcome once more to USR1 Retro. Thank you for joining me for this first episode back here in the United States. And this is going to be a double whammy review. It's going to be a review of a film and also the game that accompanied it as well. And the film in question stars Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme, directed by Roland Emmerich, and it is Universal Soldier. Now this is going to be a review of the Laserdisc, and I watched the film not that long ago on 4K, and the 4K was absolutely phenomenal. It was really good restoration. The sound was nice and sharp. The picture was crisp, and it was possibly the best I've ever seen it. If you can, I recommend picking up the 4K for certain. I got it out of HMV in the 2 for 30, so it's basically 15 quid for that and 15 quid for Deep Impact. Of course you can get it in CEX for cheaper, for about 12 quid. That's if you can find a copy. So but no, the Laserdisc is, well, this Laserdisc, it's not the widescreen version, it's the 4:3 ratio pan and scan. But I must admit, that was how I watched it the first time. I think I recorded it off of Sky, and then I went and bought VHS not long after, because I love the film that much. But what's the film about, I hear you cry, even though you all will know anyway, but I'll go over the storyline. It's basically Jean-Claude Van Damme plays Private Luke Devereaux in Vietnam, and basically his commanding officer, Sergeant Andrew Scott, has slaughtered the whole platoon because he's basically gone completely insane, and he goes to kill two Vietnamese villagers. He shoots the boy of the two prisoners in the head and kills him. Van Damme manages to save the girl, only for a little while, only to be blown up by a hand grenade thrown by Sergeant Andrew Scott. This enrages Van Damme, who stabs Scott, who shoots Devereaux, who shoots Scott. And then they're resurrected some 22 years later, 23 years later, into the Unisol program, and they're outfitted with all kinds of internal cybernetic gubbins and stuff that makes them run faster, swim faster, punch harder. They basically got more endurance and that, and they're more tough, and they can do the jobs that no one else can. And basically they two of them, GR44, which is Luke Devereaux, and GR13, which is Andrew Scott, they start getting their old memories back, their old mindsets, and basically a plucky reporter, Veronica Roberts, played by Ali Walker, decides to kidnap GR44, who in turn wants to try and get her to safety. And basically, when Andrew Scott gets his memories back, he basically goes after him, and it's all like kinds of mayhem ensues, and not the kind of stuff that Roland Emmerich is known for, like blowing up cities, blowing up the Earth, destroying the Earth with a massive moon, and with aliens and all that kind of gubbins. But no, as I say, it is a really, really good film. I've always liked it, always have, and I always will. I mean, as I say, the first time I watched it was on Sky back in, I think it was about 94, 95, I think it was. Might have been 94. And yeah, as like a 12-year-old, I couldn't get enough of it because I was a big 80s action junkie by then, watching like the Cannon films and the films of Stallone and Schwarzenegger and like the early Steven Seagal movies when he was actually good, instead of literally just showing up for a paycheck and then having his body double do all the fight scenes because he couldn't be asked. But it's the action is good. The action is very, very good. Fight scenes at the end are fantastic. Dolph Lundgren does play a really awesome, unhinged, regenerated Vietnam veteran. He's great as a good guy. He's even better as a bad guy. And as I say, in this, it looks like he relishes playing the bad guy role. He gets some really good lines. I mean, especially there's one part where he's in the Unisol truck chasing after the prisoner truck with Devereaux and Roberts after they've been apprehended by police because they've been set up by the Unisol program. Because earlier on in the film they shoot her cameraman and they blame her for it. So, and he's literally, after killing the bus driver, they managed to try and get control of it, try and escape. He's got Andrew Scott's got grenades. He's pulling the pin. He's throwing them in through the window of the broken window of the bus. She's trying to get rid of him, and he's going, "Do you want to play catch? And are we having fun yet?" And stuff like that. He's, as I say, it looks like he's really relishing playing the bad guy, and it's a great role. It really is, and he's a great character. I mean, you kind of get the impression that basically that the war in Vietnam has basically turned him psycho. It's turned him absolutely bloody crazy. And it's another, along with First Blood, it's another delve into the human psyche of like the after effects of war. You know, like post-traumatic stress and shell shock and stuff like that. And it's made him go mad. You know. So it's kind of like a small character study, you know. The character of Luke Devereaux is really good, but I mean, it's in the same way as like I'm trying to think of another character that goes like him. Basically, he's like trying to like save someone. You know, he wants to make sure that she's safe and that. It's kind of like the same role it's probably been seen in a few other films, but it's still, as I say, still really good though. I mean, Van Damme does have some pretty good lines. I mean, there's one bit in a gas station where he strips down and he says that there must be a tracking device on him, so she has to like pat him down and find something that's hard so she can cut it out and get rid of the tracker. And as he looks down at his crotch, he goes, "Is that supposed to be there?" She says, "Yes, it's absolutely normal." That is a really funny exchange. It really is. So there is quite a nice bit of humour in the film, and I think that helps to alleviate all the action and that. I'll get back onto that in a minute, but I think the best character arc has to be the one of Veronica Roberts, because she starts off as basically just out for herself, you know, out for her career, and then it's like literally, I think it's just after the halfway mark in the film, when she actually like discovers that, you know, what's been done to him is unethical. You know, she becomes a bit of a love interest, and she vows to like help him like find out like what happened to him. You know, after earlier on saying, when he asks her, "Why are you doing this for me?" she says, I'm doing it for me. You might not know this yet, but you're one hell of a story." And then like her perception changes. So she's got like a pretty good character arc where she's selfish and that, and then she basically does complete 180 into this character that wants to help him out. And yeah, I think it's probably one of the best characters in the whole film. I really do. But I mean, you've got like a really good supporting cast. You've got Edo Ross as the, I think it's like either the captain or the general in charge. You've got Leon Rippey as one of the head scientists, you know, and you've also got what's his name? Jerry Orbach out of Law and Order and Dirty Dancing as Dr. Gregor, who was one of the surgeons in charge of helping the soldiers with their cybernetic things and stuff like that, and basically bringing them back to life and stuff. So yeah, it's got a good cast. I mean, as I say, there's a lot of action in it. The score is good for the most part. It's got a mix of synthesizer and orchestral, and I think it probably would have been better to have fully orchestral. But I suppose with a little bit of synth, it kind of gives a little bit of variety. But no, it's a pretty good score, and it helps the action go along pretty well. Yeah, I can't recommend the film enough. I really can't. It is an excellent film, and I think it's on for about, how long is it on for? 102 minutes. So it's pretty brisk. It's pretty brisk. You know, not like the 2.5 hour extravaganzas that Emmerich puts out now, all for, you know, either chilling the world, blowing it up, or setting it on fire or something, you know. But no, it's well recommended, and this print, as I say, even though it's full screen, it is pretty good. So if you've got a Laserdisc player in the US or even in the UK, because I'm certain it uses the same master, if you've got a Laserdisc player, or even if you've got a DVD player, or you know, whatever, add the film to your collection, no matter what format you have. You know, 4K is fantastic, Laserdisc is really good, VHS obviously it's going to be VHS quality, and DVD's okay. But yeah, definitely worth a look. Okay, so now we're going to look at the game of Universal Soldier, released by Accolade and done by Ballistic, which I think was a subsidiary of Accolade. Now, I bought this, I think it was for about £8 in Money Go Round in Harlow in the UK in about 97, 98 I think it was. And yeah, back then I actually thought it was pretty enjoyable for what it was, pretty good. But yeah, I mean, as you can see from the graphics, it might remind you of another game, an Amiga game that looks very similar, and because basically it is pretty much a reskin of Turrican 2 on the Commodore Amiga. Yes, they took the Amiga version of Turrican 2 and just put a Universal Soldier skin on it. I shit you not. Instead of just doing a proper Universal Soldier game, it's basically just a mod. You know, like how we've got mods of games now where they take one game and they reskin it to appropriate for something else. That's all this is. you know. But we're gonna give it a play anyway. I mean, the music's pretty good, I must admit. So let's have a look at the options. Well, I like to have B is my fire, C is jump, and A is lines. So let's try that. Difficulty easy, because I haven't played this for so long. I mean, yeah, as you can see, it even starts up, if I pause that a minute, it even starts up exactly the same as Turrican, with all the light balls coming in to form Luke Devereaux. Yeah, it just, I mean, even the status bar at the bottom is exactly the same. It's just been reskinned. It's, you can even have up for jump as well, like. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but it's even got the other Unisols in it already. You even have look, that's just, I mean, I must admit, having the I didn't even know this secret area existed, if I'm honest. Well, there you go. That's a first for me. I mean, I don't know when in the movie he comes up against a load of wasps, but still. I mean, as I say, graphically, it just smacks of laziness. It really does just smack of just a cheap cash-in on the Universal Soldier name. You know, so much more could have been made. Of the game, if I'm honest. You know, they could have just done an original game and just have done with it, you know. As I say, just you've even got the same exit signs as well from. I mean, that's pretty cool, but it's just a shame that the rest of the game is just. I mean, talk about the same music. mean, this is. I mean, it's even got the same monsters as well from. I mean, when does this happen at the? When does this happen at the dam? And when does he use a rebound shot? I think this is definitely one of the laziest games I've ever played. Definitely one of the laziest movie to game conversions I've ever seen, if I'm honest. I mean, this level layout is exactly the same as Turrican 2. Even with the smart bomb as well, and these. I mean, that's even got the Rainbow Arts logo as well, which you can step on. All they've done is just taken away one of the arms. All the weapons are exactly the same, but yeah, this level 2 music is exactly the same as well. Talk about rushing it out to get it out in time for the movie, but I mean, that's not to say that the game is crap, because it's Turrican after all. You know, Turrican's always been a good game, especially the second one. But this could have been so much more. You can't even get. That's bullshit. You can't even go that way. Balls. It's even got that dragon as well. pause that a second. I mean, I can't remember if I've mentioned this or not, but what made them think that a first level set in Vietnam with all the human enemies as Unisouls would actually work? If they had done it as Viet Cong, I probably would have been able to understand, you know. But I mean, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Really, really doesn't. And the worst thing is, they've even... I just can't believe they just took Turrican 2 and just reskinned it for a Unisoul game. I mean, I don't even remember him in the film being able to turn into a little spiky ball that drops bombs. It must be in the director's cut, I think. Okay, when does this happen in the movie? In the Vietnam setting of the movie? I mean, for starters, that doesn't even look like Dolph Lundgren. And when does he jump around like that? I forgot about the pure leaps of faith. Right, someone please put in the comments below when that actually happens in the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game is still pretty good to play. It's still basically Amiga Turrican 2. You know, that's never going to change. It's still going to be a good game to play, but it's just purely lazy. Purely lazy. Lazy design and everything. And I can't believe someone actually signed off on this and said, yep, that'll do. Can't even get up there to get them. I mean, what's the point of those gems? I really don't know. Well, at least I got another one up out of it, which is lovely. Well, at least I found the exit. Right, I think this is supposed to be the dam. I think. But I don't remember him fighting the other Unisouls here. I mean, here it would have been better if you were actually fighting the ones who took the prisoners, like the terrorists who took the prisoners. You know? So many design differences they could have done. balls! That wasn't meant to have happened. Right. And even... Why didn't I just do that bit in the first place? Dumbass. Oh, that's infuriating. That's really infuriating. Now I've got to go through here all over a bloody game. Okay, this is somewhere different actually, I must admit. Right, this bit isn't. This is a bit I need to go to. So equally, I don't even remember him going into like an underground complex like this. I'm glad there's an abundance of lives about, because this game is just as hard as its Amiga counterpart. course. Right, okay, I can't go up there then. Right. Right. Okay, right, I need to... Ah, okay. You know, I definitely think this is probably one of those games that would have benefited better from not having a timer, so you could fully explore the levels, because there's so many secrets, and it even goes the same for Turrican as well. There's so many secrets in the game. You know what, that's enough of that. Yeah, as I said before, just to reiterate, the game doesn't do justice to the film whatsoever. Just a cheap, lazy cash-in job. If you're a fan of Turrican, if you're a fan of Turrican 2 on the Amiga, you've seen it and you've done it all before, so you'll be able to breeze through it in no time. You'll be able to find all the secrets because they're in exactly the same place. The enemy placements exactly the same place. It is pretty much just a mod for Turrican 2. That's literally it. There's no thought being put into it whatsoever, and that's a shame, because a film like Universal Soldier is, how can I put it? A film like Universal Soldier is deserving of a really good game. Because the film, as I say, the film is great fun. It's just. I definitely say it's not one of my favourite films, but it is a good time. If you put it on, you know what you're getting. You know, and the game is. It's just lazy. As I say again, it's just absolutely lazy, and that's a shame. It really, really is. So, anyway, that's it for this episode of USR1 Retro. I just want to say thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again for the next episode. So until then, this is USR1 Retro saying thank you very much, look after yourselves, take care of one another, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.